Hallo und herzlich willkommen, greetings and welcome, ich den Hüzet. In this video, I will show you what I have been working on in the last few days. As we know, TESL is shutting down, and I would have liked to be able to play TESL after the shutdown. So I made a workshop mod for TableTop Simulator. I know that there is already one, but hopefully this will be better. So what you see here is the board. The reason all of the cards are Relentless Raiders is that I don't have the cards uploaded yet. So what we have here is we have made snap points for all the cards. And this means that when you play a card from hand, that's driven, then these will snap to the same spots. The lanes have 4 spots in them, and there's that. I have also made snap points for the power and health tokens, and these tokens are stackable, so with Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V you can just set the power to the right amount. We have tokens if something has guard, ward, or cover. There is also a token for rally, breakthrough, shackled, silenced, and we can change the health tokens to these orange ones if it has regenerate. We can change the power tokens to drain or lethal. Unfortunately, if something has both drain and lethal, then you have to put the other one just like you would use the guard token. We have Magicka here. So the reason we have 12 Magicka here is because we have to somehow keep track of how long the natural ramp goes. And I put 2 tokens here so everyone who loads in the mod will see that this is where you should put these tokens, but of course when you start a game you will delete these, and then you will ramp 1, and this is where you will put all of your Magicka, and this is where you have already used Magicka in this turn. We have spot for ring. We have a D20 to determine who goes first. I usually do it like this: the player who rolls the higher number will start, but you can just agree. There is no shadow lane, so to say, because any of these lanes can be a shadow lane. You will always agree with your opponent. The downside of TTS is, of course, that you have to move everything by hand. There is no soundtrack, no animation, no voice lines, but you have the cards and you can play the game with people you know, probably on Discord. So you will connect to them, maybe get into a voice call, but voice call isn't necessary. This is why we have a pass button. And you can signal when you're attacking. As an example like this, you go on the card that you will attack with, you press tab, which will make this arrow, and then you will press tab on where you want to attack, and then you do the math. And your opponent will know that this is how it goes. And if you have something to dispute, there is always an in-game chat that you can use. Alright, so where are the cards? As you can see right now, Relentless Raider is the only card that is loaded in, and this is loaded in from my PC, so it's not up on the cloud, because I will upload every card after balance patch. I was thinking that if we do a port, then we should at least try to nerf some mechanics that we know are overpowered, like Workshop, like Defensive Plume, like Invade. But to do that alone will be a bit weird, I thought. So I asked many of the people I know from TESL who have played a lot to weigh in on their opinions on the cards. We will go set by set, and because of that, when the workshop mod will become public, only the core set will be in the game. But we will go through the sets probably on a monthly basis. I plan to publish the workshop mod in middle of January. There is no reason for the mod to exist before TESL shuts down, but afterwards we will need them, and if I publish this middle of January, then I have time to get everyone over to TTS and play here. We will go then monthly and try to keep a schedule, but there is a chance that we will delay. It all depends on how well on one hand, how much time I have, but on the other hand, how well the balance committee goes. We will have the cards here in bags sorted by attributes. There will be a sec for generated cards. These will be the cards that you can't main deck, but they can be generated. If a card is generated but can be main decked, then you will find them in these sets. Because right now I don't have the cards uploaded here, I am not able to show you how this would work. So we will go over my own version of TESL that I have made 2 years ago and published a year ago, and I will show you how this works. But before we do that, of course we have runes here. I have named the rune so it's always clear which rune belongs to which spot. We just put a 0 here because it looks better, and also because my own version of TESL has here. Because the layout that I used is, and you can see that the supports, well, the Relentless Raider supports have gone here right now. The supports will look like cards because you have cards in your hand and then you play them. We have a deck and a discard pile. If a discard pile has more than one card, and this is 2 of the deck too, then you can right click and then search and you will see the cards. By the time this gets published, the cards will be named and it won't just say 1 and 2. Deck is also searchable. So this is how you will look for random cards when you have to draw a random action. As an example, then you will open the deck, you will seek the top action, you will grab that, and then you will shuffle with R. So R shuffles the deck. If you hover over the deck and you press 1, 2, 3, 4 any number, then it will draw that many cards. So as an example for Mulligan, you can press 3. You can press F to flip cards, and then you can put back the cards that you don't want to keep, and you shuffle, and then you press 2, and then it's the same. We got the 3 cards for the starting hand. You can press a number also with attack tokens. So as an example, when this would be cursed, then you have 2 options. You either grab, and if you press left button and then move the token right afterwards, then it will move 1, but if you press and hold left button, then it will move the entire stack. But sometimes, let's say this had 8/8, had a Dawnbreaker, and then this got silenced, so the Dawnbreaker is removed. Then you would press 4, and then the 4 tokens go to hand, and then you can delete them. And you will do the same when something is attacked. So now that I have shown this to you, we will go quickly over to Heroes of 4D, so I can show you how these function. So this is Heroes of 4D. As you can see, it's the same, but with some altered stuff. And here are the cards. So when you press left button and then move, you can grab all of the strength cards that are in this. You can press right button and then search, and this is how you will be able to build decks. Of course, here the Heroes of 4D cards are uploaded. This is how you will look for cards. As an example, let's look for North Firebrand. I want to include 3 North Firebrands in my deck, then I will Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, and now I have 3 North Firebrands. And this is how you will build decks, and once you have built a deck, you can save the decks in TTS. You press right button, and you go to save object. And you will just name it so you know what object this is. And every time you need the deck later on, you can go to objects, saved objects, and there will be, I made folders because I have so many decks already, but as an example, I will grab Doomcroc here, that is called Cold Ender Warrior in Heroes of 4D, and now here is the deck. I was able to load it in. Just go here, shuffle, and you can already start playing. And once you have looked for the card that you needed, you can just delete the deck, the rest of these cards, and you have your Firebrands here. One common question that I would get is, how do you handle rally? So when a rally creature attacks, you will go to Objects, Components, Dice, and you will see how many cards you have in your hand. Let's say we have 3 creatures. Then I would grab a d6. I would roll. I would agree with my opponent that we do like the first card is 1-2, second is 3-4, and the third is 5-6, or we do the first card is 1-4, etc. And then you roll the dice and you see which card got buffed. And to register the buff, you press right click on the card. In the name tag, there will be, because by the time this gets published, I will name all the cards, so it will say Relentless Raider. And then you will be able to just add +1/+1 here. And when you hover over the card, it will show you that this has +1/+1. So when you play it from hand, you can just adjust the tokens and it will show. One thing you will have to keep in mind to always check the tokens and not the card stats, because the card stats are uploaded images, so they will stay the same. The other thing is random tables. So when you have to look for a random card from your deck, then you can press search. But what if you have to add another card that is based on random? This is why I will show you the spreadsheet that I have made, and that if you press notebook, then there is a link to this spreadsheet here. There is also a link to the official TESL Discord, and here is a 40, because since I am the one making the port, I will try to promote my own version of TESL too at the same time. But here is the spreadsheet, and we will look at the spreadsheet now. The spreadsheet might look like a monstrosity first, but everything is here that you will need for deck building when you want to deck build, because we won't be able to type anything in the search bar when building. We will have to use the spreadsheet. We will just press Ctrl F, and then we will be able to, like, I want to look for guards, then everything that would have guard in the text, it will show. Of course, the red guards will be because they have guard, but it worked like this in TESL too. And then you will be able to see which cards you want to add if you are looking for guards. So in this side of the spreadsheet, everything is organized by cost and name. And then we have all the information that is on the cards here in the power, health, keywords, and ability columns. Then we have the random tables. I have put the random tables like this. There is a number assigned to each card. So for an example, when Telvanni Arcanis dies, the last gasp will generate a random action. You will use a random number generator. You will put 1 as the minimum and 51 as the maximum, and then you roll the number, you get a card, and then in the game you will look for the banks and you will search for the card. It looks like it's better than, and of course this takes longer than it took in TESL, but actually it's a little bit more thrilling than it was in TESL, because you have to do the random generation by yourself. You will roll a number, and the longer you play, you will kind of feel what a card's number is. So if you roll a 40, then you know it's a green or purple, and then you will start to think what could it be, and then you go and see which card it is. So it's thrilling to run random numbers. We have item row, we have Aetronax, because there is Mage's Guild Retreat and Hierarch Summoner. We have blood magic spells and spiders for Spider Lair. And this is not something that you have to use. I just put this here because the Daughters of Divine Fear are the same cards. They just have different arts. We have animals for wild beast color, and we have drummers for strength incubator. And there is a sheet here for Spymaster and Desperate Conjuring, with all the creatures that are in the game right now. So in the game, Spymaster right now works like this. It will roll a cost first, and then it will roll the number in set cost. But some people find this unfair, because based on the description of the card, it wouldn't work like this. The reason it works like this is that you get more high cost cards with it. Otherwise, it will be only 2% that you get a 10, 11 or 12 cost. But I have assigned a second number that is starting on the 0 costs at North Firebrand and goes through until we reach Otherwing. So there is this spreadsheet that you can use every time you have to put a random something in your hand. And there is a work in progress tab where you can see what the next set that I am working on is and how it will change the random tables. And once I am done here and I am done with the balancing, then I will just update the random table and collection tab as well as TableTop Simulator. So this is TESL in TableTop Simulator. We are currently working on the balance patch, and I will announce what changes we made when the time comes that I have discussed it with everyone. And until then, I hope that you will check out Heroes of 4D. If you want to get familiarized with playing in TableTop Simulator, then Heroes of 4D is the right choice for you, because it's already up. Alternatively, you could use Pim's version of TESL that is up here, and I will show you that in a moment. So if you want to play TESL in TableTop Simulator with all the cards, Pim has all of them. He has used other pre-existing modes as a base, but his cards have these black rounds around them. This is why I decided to go based on my own version of TESL Heroes of 4D, and then I will upload the cards to be transparent and look like in the game. And if you would just want to see how a game of TESL in TableTop Simulator would look like, I will put a video of the Heroes of 4D Close Beta tournament in the tiles at the end of this, and you can look there how different it will feel to play this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next update about the balance patch. Servus und farewell. Isten óvjon.